Now, as you can tell, if we go ahead and click the settings button and go into the field of view, we can go ahead and increase it as we like. I'm gonna toss it to 100 right there. X out, and look at that. Looks like we're going speedy, speedy, speedy. Alright, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Deathmatch, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to start a settings menu. So when I say settings menu, I'm talking UI, I'm talking making sure that your field of view is as you like, and the text is how you want. But today's just the first part where we're going to be making the field of view. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump right on in. So the first thing we're going to want to do is go over to Starter GUI, and we're going to insert a screen UI, as you can tell right there. And I'm going to go ahead and name this settings, just so I can stay organized and all that. And then we're going to add a frame. There we go. And I'm going to name this background or BG. And I'll go ahead and change the size to 20. 20, and we'll toss the position to -0.50 and -0.5 and 0. And then after this, I'm just gonna go ahead and make it a little bit grayer, and there we go. So you may be wondering, why the heck did you put it to size of 2 and not to 1? Well, that is a great question. So Roblox is actually really dumb in the fact that they just toss a weird bar up top that's like transparent, and for some reason it interrupts what you're doing. So I don't know why they do that, but they do. So I just make sure to change it to 2 and 2 just so I'm safe. Anyways, let's go ahead and insert a title, maybe? Nah. Next, let's go ahead and add a button. So insert object and text button right there, and we're going to toss it right here, and I'm going to call this settings. You can change this to as you'd like, but I'm going to just kind of leave it this way. Maybe make it a little bit nicer by making a transparency of 0.5 and border size pixel of 0. And what else? We'll change the font to Source Sans bold 2, and text. No, text scale is too big. How about 40? There we go. That's looking good. And we'll go ahead and change this as well. The name to settings button. There we go. Now let's go ahead and insert a local script. Just like that, and I'll name this open control. And now before we get started scripting, I do want to say that I do have a Discord that you can go ahead and join. It's in the link in the description and the pinned comment. We have a great community over there where we're willing to help you out if you have any needs in Roblox developer or even Minecraft. Because hint hint, I've got a new Minecraft video coming out, which I'm kind of excited for. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump right into the scripting. So first thing we're going to want to type is script.parent. Mouse button 1 down :connect, and then it's going to be a function. There we go. And let's press enter a couple times. There we go. Then we're going to want to type script.parent.parent.bg.visible equals true. This is just the opening button. Nothing too fancy. Anyways, after that, we're going to go ahead and just close out of that because we're done with that button. And I'll go ahead and toss this in the back. So you can go ahead and change the depth of the button or the UI you're working on just by changing the syntax. So I'm going to go ahead and change mine to 0. And as you see, it goes right behind the BG or the background. Next, just because I like to customize things, I'm going to go ahead and insert a text label in here. And since it is bigger than it has to be, or the background is bigger than it has to be, you have to go ahead and kind of look for it. So 0.50 for the position, and 0.50 should bring it right there. There we go. And I'll change the size to a scale as well, so just 0.10 and 0.10, just so that we can change it as we'd like. Right up here. There we go, and I'll scale this a little. That's looking good. And I'm just gonna type settings right in here, and we'll go ahead and customize it a little bit as well. That's looking pretty good. Maybe I'll do Gotham Black as well. And let's make that background transparency of 1. What just happened there? Gotham Black looks so much better. And then we'll change the text color to just something that's a little bit easier to see, like that. And I'll name this title. There we go. After we're done with the title, let's go ahead and insert a button, again, a text button right over here. We've got to go find it, remember. 0.10, 0.10, and then I'll just basically call it over 0.50 and 0.50 just so I found it. There we go. And I'm going to center this right up here because this is going to be our close button. So I'll go ahead and just toss an X right in there, and we'll go ahead and scale it, make the font white. And again, I'm going to go with Gotham Black because that looks super good. As you can tell, go up here, change the border size to 0 and the background color to a kind of red, like that. That looks good. That looks very good. Don't like the centering of that though. There we go. And let's go ahead and name this as well, just close, just so we know what we're doing, so that we don't lose ourselves at all. Go ahead and insert an object, or insert an object and then a local script. And we'll name that local script close control. And in here, it's basically the exact opposite of settings button. So we're still going to type script.parent.mouse button 1 down, :connect, and then we'll go ahead and type function, parenthesis, all that stuff, and then we'll go ahead and do script.parent.visible equals false. Easy as that. And now we can go ahead and just close that, minimize that down. Okay, now it's time for the fun part. Well, not really. It's kind of difficult, but if you follow along, you should be just fine. So we're going to go ahead and insert an object, insert a frame, and we're going to go ahead and find that frame. Again, remember, gotta make it 0.50 and 0.50. There we go, we found it, and just to make sure that its scale is nice, we'll do 0.10 and 0.10. And now we're going to go ahead and make this fairly thin, like so. Just like that. That works perfectly. Then we'll go ahead and name this drag bar. And just so that it looks better, we'll change the border size to 0. And, well, we don't need to do that border color. We need to do this one. And I'm going to make this darker than what the background is. There we go. Now let's go ahead and duplicate that drag bar and parent it to the other drag bar. And here we're going to name this move bar. There we go. And let's go ahead and start changing the position, because this is going to be our little the bar that resembles how much. It is important that you go ahead and change the scale to 0.3 for the X position. Y position I think is best at 0.50, just so it's nice and in the center. So the size that the X-axis is going to be is 0.015, and then we'll go ahead and make a 0. And then for the Y-axis, we're going to go ahead and do 1.25, 0. There we go. And now we're going to go ahead and change the Y a little bit to negative 0.125. There we go. Nice. Looks nice. And make sure the index is at 2. And we'll change the color of this as well to a nice bluish color. There we go. Now, as you may have noticed it's in the center, it's not at the back. Well, that's because we're going to make it so that the FOV can go down as well. So the starter FOV for Roblox is about 70. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and make the FOV go all the way down to 55. That's their choice. And it can go all the way up to 105, which I think is plenty. You don't need any further, really. Next, let's go ahead and add a text button right over here. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and change this to a scale again, just so that it's nice. So the size is going to be, what, 0.10, and we'll do 0.10 there. Oh, that is way too much. 1.25 maybe? What are we looking at there? 1.25, comma 0. There we go. That's looking much better. And we'll just go ahead and toss these on each side. This one is going to be the add button, so we'll go ahead and name it add, and I'll toss a plus sign on there. Plus, let's scale it and change the font to Source Sans Bold. That looks good. And we can just go ahead and duplicate this one and bring it over to the other side, and this is going to be subtract. So go ahead and change it to subtract, and we'll go down here and just change it to a minus sign. There we go. After that, in the drag bar, we're going to go ahead and insert a text label, and in that text label, we'll go ahead and have to make sure it's scaled correctly as well. So I'll toss it to 0.10 and 0.10 just so that it can be easily manipulated. There we go. And I'll change that up right there. And we'll go ahead and call this field of view and a colon right there. And I'll go ahead and put 70 because that's the number it's going to start out as. Next, I'm going to go ahead and customize this text label. I'll go ahead and change the name of this to FOV and get rid of the border size because that looks disgusting. Background transparency. Change up the font size, so 20 looks good, I think. Yeah, there we go. And change it to Source Sans Bold, just because that looks good. Another blue, so it fits the theme. And after you're done customizing the FOV title to your liking, you can go ahead and insert a int value. And we'll go ahead and name that value FOV underscore value. Oh, want to make sure that there's no weird capitals in there. And we're going to name the duplicated value pose change. There we go. After we have this all set up, we're going to go ahead and insert a local script into the FOV value. So go ahead and search local script. There we go. And we're going to make this a camera controller. And here we're going to go ahead and type while true do game.workspace dot current camera dot field of view equals script dot parent dot value. Then we'll go ahead and make sure we add a wait and just parentheses there. And now our camera controller is done. That's pretty easy, isn't it? So now that we're done with that script, we can go ahead and move into the more difficult scripting. Now on the add button, let's go ahead and insert a local script, and we'll call this button control right here. There we go. And let's go ahead and type script.parent.mouseButton1 down colon connect function and parentheses, that weird parentheses thing, make some space, and then we'll go ahead and type local FOV equals script.parent.parent.FOV value.value. Next, let's go ahead and type if FOV is less than 106, then let's go down there, script.parent.active equals true, script.parent.background color 3 equals color 3 dot from RGB, and then we'll go ahead and do 222 222 and 222, if I can get that right. There we go. That's just a off shade white. Next, we're going to go ahead and type script.parent.parent.postChange .value equals, oh, gotta make sure I'm spelling stuff right. Capitalization is important in scripting. And then we'll go ahead and type script.parent.parent.postChange .value plus 2. Next, let's go ahead and type script.parent.parent.FOV value. There we go. .value equals script.parent.parent.FOV value .value plus 1, and script.parent.parent.movebar.position equals udim2 .new script.parent.parent.postChange .value divided by 100 comma 0 negative 0.125 0. There we go. It's kind of difficult, but I mean, it's a bunch of math that I had to do in the background, so I don't think you guys really want to know it. If you do, go ahead and join my Discord channel. I'd be more than willing to tell you. Anyways, let's go ahead and continue. Script.parent.parent.subtract.background color 3 equals color 3 dot from RGB, and then this is going to be again 222 222 222. There we go. And oh no, I need to do that. And then we'll go ahead and type else and script.parent.active equals false, and script.parent.background color 3 equals color 3 dot from RGB, and 150 0 and 0. Alright, so I know that I went through that script without really saying much of anything about it except for what you're supposed to type. If you would like to see a video on me breaking down scripts more, I'd be more than willing to do so if you go ahead and comment below, or go ahead and jump into my Discord server and mention in the suggestions tab, or channel is what it's called. If you go ahead and suggest it in there, I'll be probably get one up and within the day that you request it, because I understand that some people like that, and I really enjoyed it too. That's how I learned some of this stuff. But anyways, let's go ahead and copy the entire script. So the add script, Control C, as long as we did it right, and then we'll do Control Shift V into subtract. And then right here, we're just gonna jump in and we're gonna change a few values. So first we're gonna change the FOV, which is 56. And then we're going to go ahead and jump down here, and we're going to change the post change to dot value -2, the FOV dot value -1, and we'll go ahead and make sure that we change this to add as well. There we go, and that's looking good. Alright, so one thing I did forget to do was go ahead and set the field of view value to 70 and the post change to 28. And one more thing I did forget, you have to add a local script into FOV, and we'll just call this updater. And in here we're going to go ahead and type while true do script.parent.text equals field of view colon dot script dot parent dot FOV value dot value, and we'll make a wait statement as well. A minor thing I did forget to do was I had this as less than, and that's not going to do anything for you, so you're going to have to change it to greater than. And we jump into the game, and we will see that. As soon as it loads, everything works just fine. Settings, close works just fine, and we can go ahead and subtract this all the way down until it's minimized out, I guess, at 56, and we can go all the way up to 105, and it's going to stop us right there. 105 or 106. Forgot about that. And as you can tell, our FOV is nicely changed. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. If you didn't, well, leave a dislike and comment why. I mean, I'd love to know. I want to get better at this. And I mean, I must suggest you guys go ahead and join my Discord channel. I've got this model for free on there if you don't want to do anything involved with this. But I hope you guys did. Anyways, it's a good learning experience. Anyways, I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you tomorrow.